Hello everyone, checking to see if this is working. Welcome if you're joining me. I'm not seeing it currently updating. Here, let me change this up a second. Okay, there we go. Now it seems to be actually showing what I want to be showing. So, welcome and join me for my new series. Today marks day 1. And I'm calling it From Sketch to Metaverse. So that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's see what happens. So for the last few streams, I've kind of showcased a little bit of what I'm going to be doing. And today I just want to see how long it takes me to just take a quick sketch and just showcase taking it from, I'm currently using Gravity Sketch right now because it's just so much fun to ideate. A lot of times these are more super high poly. You can do lower poly in here, but right now I just like using this as kind of like a fun sketching medium. Hopefully the sound is working. Let me, it looks like it's capturing it. If anybody's here watching, thank you for watching. I need to do a little bit of announcements that I'm going to be doing this, but for now, since these are all still tests, I'm going to keep it to this. So, I am Fractillions, and I've been doing Metaverse, cross-Metaverse builds for about almost little 2 years or so, a little over 2 years. And I have really started doing a lot of 3D stuff with Gravity Sketch and kind of wanted to take you from that. So I'm going to this is the sketch. So this is a series called From Sketch to Metaverse. I love to paper and pencil. And I bring these, whatever I sketch into Gravity Sketch, and I kind of use this as my, like, I almost not trace, but I kind of, try to recreate it within here. So if you guys have been watching the last 2, what I do is I start from here. And for this one, I had some existing elements from different designs, but I wanted to create kind of like these cloud images here. And with here, I started and then I ended up making this guy right here. So you can see how, let's zoom in a little bit. So I got inspired from this part of the cloud here. This is like the general cloud shape, and up here is like the little head portion. So I'll grab this little guy here. So all of these were quickly done here in Gravity Sketch. And why I love Gravity Sketch, it's like the closest medium that I've experienced to like the paper and pencil, but in 3D form. So within here, what I then do is I just kind of want to give you guys a quick overview, and then we can like dive into some new designs as well. So within Gravity Sketch, you can, there's all these fun tools to design all sorts of different, you know, start designs. A lot of times I love to start with some of these basic ones. Here's a little cube, and from basic shapes you can do all sorts of things. There's all sorts of fun tools within here that let you play and mess around and edit and do all sorts of fun things. So let me get rid of that for a second. So I use this area as like my place to just have fun and sketch. And like I was saying, a lot of these, when you bring them into Blender, they are a little bit high poly, but then in Blender, then I can recreate these in lower poly format, or actually recreate these in here. But in order to ideate, it's so much fun to come in here and just quickly sketch. So from within here, what I am now going to do is I'm going to export this. And I was having a little bit of issues. I think it's because this was a different file, but I did both OBJ and FBX. So with OBJ, you can always go into the settings and choose single and render. And I'm going to go back. So the cool thing about Gravity Sketch You can then export these. So you can export this FBX, and then it'll save it into landing pad, which you can download and then bring into Blender. And from Blender, we're going to export it as a GLB and bring it into a couple metaverses just to run around and see that process. So today is more like overview process and ideation, fun process, and then I'll get back. Maybe we'll start doing some other sketches. So from here, let's say I wanted to export it. Click the export, save. And then I'm going to name this my great naming convention. I just add another number. So right now what it's showing, hopefully it's showcasing right there. Whip.8, I just increase the numbers and then play. So we're going to do the OBJ, which probably when I create a new file, it's what we're going to use from now on. But I'm also going to do the FBX as well. So, and then just export that guy too, just the same process. So if you're just joining us, I'm here in Gravity Sketch. And we're exporting this. Let's see, it's giving me a little bit of issues right now. Come on. If not, I already have this file exported anyway. There we go. So I'm going to name both of these Whip 8. Okay, so now these guys, if we go back, let's exit this file right now. We're going to go back into like the main overview area. You can go into your file manager. And within here, it should show up here. Let me see if it's being good. You can now organize things. You can see some of my past designs in here. Let's go. It should be showing on here. I'm not sure why it's not. Well, that's part of the fun, right? Nothing ever works as you expect. Okay, so now we're going to switch over. I'm going to switch screens. We're going to switch over from Gravity Sketch. Okay, so now I'm actually going to show you. Here, I'm going to bring this guy over here. Show you guys landing pad. Let me just double check to make sure it is streaming. It does look like it's streaming properly. So right now I'm actually in what's called landing pad. Let me open this up. I'm going to see if I can switch over my window real quick. There we go. I'm going to turn that one off. Okay. So all of those files that in Gravity Sketch that I had, I downloaded here into landing pad. And so now what I want to do is I'm going to grab these 3 and download them to our desktop, and then we're going to open them up in Blender for you guys just to show you. And from there, we're going to export as a GLB, and then I'm going to bring them into a couple different places. Okay, so I'm right now looking to, let's download into here. I'm going to call this, I'm just creating a new little file for today. One day I'll get good at naming conventions. Okay, live stream. Saving those. Cool. So now that I've downloaded that, I'm going to actually open up Blender and I'm going to bring these guys into Blender. And let me switch over so you guys can have a look. There you go. Cool. So within here, we can just get rid of everything here. And now I'm going to import, let's just look for the file real quick. And what I want to do is I want to just bring them into Blender to export as a GLB. I'm looking for my file. Oh, one thing that I forgot to do is you're supposed to, when you download them from, here, whenever you download them from landing pad, they're zipped, so you have to unzip them before being able to see them. Let me try to find where I actually downloaded them. Oh, I know where. I need to figure out my file convention here, have things in a couple of different places. So right now what I'm doing behind the scenes is just extracting the files, and then I'll be able to actually import them now. Okay, so here. Let me see if it's gonna... I'm gonna do back to my display. It seems to like be able to show a little bit more if I do it that way. So now I'm going to import. I'm gonna import the FBX. Okay. Kind of a little funky and crazy, but you can see there it is. So one thing I'm going to do right off the bat is make this a little bit smaller. There we go. So you can see here straight from Gravity Sketch into here. It is definitely a little bit funky. And if I go within here, you can see it is very high poly. So, but the main thing is here is just to show you like a fun sketching medium that you can use to ideate and explore. And a lot of times what I've done in the past for different worlds is I like, again, build it out in Gravity Sketch and then have fun and kind of like edit it and tweak it. So hopefully it looks like the stream is doing pretty good. I'll try to figure out like a way to, let's see. Cool. Okay. So now within here, some of the issues that it has, let's see. It has a lot of different materials, and a lot of times I would probably go back here and create image textures, a lot of ways to make it so it's not so high poly. If you like some of these shapes, which are fun to make within there, a lot of these could easily be recreated to be a lot less high poly. But for now, since this is just ideation fun time, I'm going to get rid of some of these things that I don't necessarily want. And then I'm going to bring the rest and export as a GLB. I kind of like this guy floating out there, this little random guy. Maybe we'll bring him over here. So again, the first place I'm going to bring it into is Hyperfy, and then probably bring it into Worlds, Decentraland Worlds, just to have some fun. Okay, so I'm going to save this guy. And I'm going to bring him into... I'm going to export as a GLB and show you guys how to easily bring it into Hyperfy. Let's go to... Oh, hold on. I'm going to save this. Save as. I'm trying to the whip work. I'm going to call it clouds. Actually, I'm going to probably save it in what I'm now calling my live stream, save as. So I'm going to just select all of these guys. I'm going to export. as a GLB. I'm going to put it into my, I usually just create uploads folder. I'm going to call this clouds. I'll date it for today so I know somewhat ordered. And I'm going to select just selected items and export. Okay. Now that that's been exported, I'm going to, I think, let me make sure it's on the, okay, it's on display, so I'm going to bring over Hyperfy. I'm going to just open up right here, bring this guy. So I already own a couple worlds within here, and there's a lot of really cool, fun things being built within here. And there's still a lot of really cool worlds you can mint. And let's go to my worlds and show you guys. Now this is a world that I've done from before. You guys can check it out. Here, let's just open that up, that one real quick. I'm just gonna paste it here in the chat if anybody wants to check it out. Not sure why I can't connect. Come on. Well, maybe they're having some technical issues. Hopefully the other worlds will be up and running. If not, then, oh, bummer. Let's see. Oh, looks like I am having some internet issues. Oh, looks like I do have internet. I don't know what was going on. It looks like there's having some issues with Hyperfy. Well, on that, let's just head over to Decentraland. So with Decentraland, I have bought about 3 names at this point. So we're going to go into Builder. We're going to create a new we'll create a new scene from scratch. I'm going to call it From Sketch to Metaverse. Let's make this 10 by 10. Looks like my video is a little behind. Hopefully it'll start catching up. Watching the video on the right hand side of what I'm doing is interesting. And right now I'm going to create a new asset pack. And what I'm going to do is bring in that GLB into Worlds. This is the first time I've done this. So, I mean, I've run other GLBs, but not like for this particular sketch. The other day I was testing it in Hyperfy. Now let's go look for it under WIP, live stream uploads. Oh, it's too big. It exceeds the file limit. So we can work our way around that and just import some of it. Let's make this file smaller. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Let's see if getting rid of how much I have to get rid of to be able to import it. Let's see. Okay, let's see if that did the trick. I'm just re-exporting the GLB right now, so you guys can, let's see if it actually will be small enough. There is a size limit. Let's see if we have better luck with this, and then maybe we can see if Hyperfy is working again. Okay. I think it's still a little too big. It didn't really make it much smaller. Well, this is half the fun. Nothing ever really works how you want it. Why can't you connect? Come on, Hyperfy. Okay, let's open Blender back up again. Looks like my stream is having some issues, but I'm going to see. I'm going to clear my cache. Sometimes that works. Sometimes within Hyperfy, if there's some issues, I'm going to go to history, actually settings, history. I'm going to clear some data, see if that works. And then let's try Hyperfy one more time, and then I'll bring it over to showcase you guys. So one of the reasons I love showcasing this is to show how easy and fun it is to get started building. Ooh, it's letting me do it now, please. I think that might have been the issue. Okay, here you go. So right now it should be playing again. So what I want to do now, if you hit tab, it brings up all these little different elements that I have that I've been messing around in here. And these other, so one of the cool things within here, here's some other little fun things I've been messing with. You created this little moon terrain. You can always fly in here, which is a lot of fun. Here. Okay, so let's add that GLB. So I want to add a model. I'm going to see if, actually with this one, I should be able to do the regular GLB. There you go. Woohoo! So, wasn't that easy, you guys? Just drag that GLB in there, and at this point, look, I can resize it, make it smaller, make it bigger. So move it all around. Let's move back a little bit so we can position it a little bit. So on the scale part, I can just make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Let's see. Still looking like it's having issues loading. I'm not seeing it on the screen, but hopefully you guys are seeing something. Saying it has excellent condition. I don't see anything. I think I have too many things open right now. I think maybe having my Oculus and everything open as well. Oh, actually, there we go. It was just scrolled back. It is showing it. Okay, so now that we're in Hyperfy, you can see this file. It is a little bigger, but it's just fun. As you saw, we went from Gravity Sketch, exported it as the FBX and OBJ, brought it into Blender, re-exported it as a GLB, and quickly brought it into Hyperfy. And with Decentraland, since there is that file size limit per GLB, I just would have to tweak it out a little bit. But for me, the funnest way to build in the metaverse is to just quickly ideate, see what things you like, what you don't like. Not like I just think it's much more fun than like having everything perfectly planned out. And so let's see some of the cool things you can do within here now. So you can add to these models, you can add, let's say if I want to have collision, You can quickly add collision elements. You can actually add interactive elements, which is really cool. So right now, let's say if I were to go over here and I were to, let's see, actually, let's go get on top of the head. So since I added the collision on here, I can actually walk on it. So I'm going to get up here, and if you double click, oh, I misnamed. Let's go back up. So that's the fun part. Ideating, importing into your world, and quickly seeing what you like, what you don't like. And then, of course, if there's any viewers here, you could actually, right now, jump into this world with me. Okay, so I'm going to go up here. As you can see, I can't actually go into it now. So now if I double click, there, I'm actually running around. My cloud is now an object within this world. So, can fly back around. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is episode 1 of my From Sketch to Metaverse series. I'll be highlighting different tools, different tricks, and so on. Maybe I'll do a part 2 today. This is just part 1 overview. So, let me, before I end this, let's open this up again. Let me just bring in, I'm going to get rid of a bunch of this, just to see if I can bring in one element to show you in Decentraland. Okay. No, I didn't want that. Whoa, that was funny. Look what it just did. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to just save this. Let me see if I can export. Okay. Well, let me open up my statistics panel. It's pretty damn big, but okay, I'm going to export. I'm going to save this, export, and just want to see if I can quickly bring it into Decentraland. Make this a little bit small, call it small. What I'm trying to bring is the file size down. Okay. Let me open up, let me make sure you guys are seeing what I want you guys to see. Yeah, looks like it. I'm still getting used to the hang of these streams. If anybody's watching, thanks for taking the time to hang with me. Okay. So now what I'm trying to do is see if that file, if I can actually bring it into my worlds build. So the cool thing about worlds is you can, with a name, now deploy your into a parcel. Let's see. It did it. It was tiny enough. Okay. Cool. So I'm just creating the asset pack real quick. And here is my model. Let's drag it in. There you go. Done. Okay, now we have to see if it'll. Let's see what it's, if it's gonna give me some issues within here. Ah, I'm moving this around way too fast. Okay. So I think if you hold shift, let me hold shift and let's check it out what it looks like. So I haven't added any colliders in here, but there you go. Into Decentraland. Woo, and I can run through it because I didn't add colliders. Running through it. Here's my random eyeball that I didn't get rid of. Okay, so now the cool part is you can see how, oh, whoops. It is not liking what I did. Let's see, let's go back in here. Let's get rid of this real quick. I'm going to edit it and then re-upload real quick. That's how oh, there it is. Okay. Not sure why it's acting so weird. So I'm gonna just reload this and see and kind of reset it. There we go. I'm gonna re-bring in that little asset. It doesn't like where I'm placing it. It's way out of bounds, it's saying. Oh, because it goes way down there. Okay. There we go. Now I'm gonna resize it. Make it smaller. And okay, let's just check it out and see what it looks like now. It's way in the distance. Whoa, let's check it out. Oh, let's be over here. There we go. Okay. I think I'm going to move it down a little bit and then we'll test it out real quick. Okay, so I'm going to publish this guy. And I already have a name. I'm going to publish it there. It's going to override whatever I have. It's fine because this is like my play world. Okay, let's just jump in. So right now it's loading. Oh, cool. It's so strange why it goes back to like, okay, there we go. Now we have to go look for it because I think I put it way in there. There it is. Woohoo! I've got my parachute and everything. Woo! There it is. From Hyperfy, from Gravity Sketch to Hyperfy to Decentraland. Woo! And then within here, obviously I'm just playing, like I said. This is a very large file. You'd want to make it, customize it. But that was pretty fun. So it didn't take that long to just quickly mess around. Gravity Sketch, take an element, export it, bring it to Blender, export that, and bring it into these two different places. So with that, I will sit here for a little bit, meditate on what I just did, and hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Let me go back. There you go. Meditating with my new cloud creatures in Decentraland, and since I am using Gravity Sketch, it's good to have that wearable. My VR goggles are on in the Metaverse itself. Yeah. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this. That was my experiment of the day, and I'll be continuing doing these starting from scratch. but currently, and also you can deploy these in Metaverse, another place I like to build, exploring other metaverses, other fun tools. Hopefully, you guys can join me and start creating. And if we get more people watching this, you can always do the same and hopefully share some of the images that you guys have done as well. So for now, until next time, I will hang here and meditate, and hope you enjoy this new series. This is number 1 of my From Sketch to Metaverse. And catch you guys next time, and hope you guys enjoyed. Bye!